So a lot of us have trouble or are challenged with thinking big and dreaming big and creating a vision for our business and for our life. So I want to dive into that right now. This topic is based on two things, because I want to give a shout out to a couple of our awesome clients here because they helped me come up with these ideas. And when I come out to shoot content like this, I ping our client group and our mastermind group. I say, hey guys, I'm about to shoot a lot of content. What do you want to hear me talk about? Or what's been on your mind? Or what's something that you're working through right now that I might be able to shed some light on based on my experience and insights? So this particular topic about thinking big, dreaming big, creating a vision for what we want, creating goals in our life comes from two guys. Number one, Tyrell Penner, awesome client of ours, awesome Arena Mastermind member of ours, young business owner. And Tyrell asked us last week in our mastermind call, which is a group of about 20, 25 business owners on this particular group call. He's like, man, I had a great year last year. Our business is growing. Yeah, I'm 24 years old. We've got our first kid on the way. And I'm really trying to figure out, like, what is the vision that I have for my life and my business? Who do I want to be? What do I want to do? And what do I want to have? And man, those are such great questions. The second input that I got from this topic is from Joseph L. Shazley. Again, Joseph, amazing client, Arena Mastermind member, friend at this point. We developed a relationship over the past few years of working together. And I draw inspiration from, I don't care, where you come from, what business you have, how much experience you have, what life experience you have, how old you are. I'm always learning from everyone. So I appreciate the fact that our clients get to learn from us and learn from me as a leader. But at the same time, man, I am learning from you guys every single day and getting inspired by you guys every day. So Joseph pinged me this morning, sent me a DM talking about this topic as well. Like, how do we create space to kind of think bigger and get out of our own way and be able to just, dream big, all right? So if you're trying to think about, like, all right, man, wherever you're at, you might be just starting out and being like, all right, how do I set some goals for my brand new business? Or maybe you've reached some level of, what you determine to be success in your business and your life. Maybe you're like me, where you're a decade into your entrepreneurial journey and you've kind of gotten to a place where, maybe you've dreamed of getting to the place where you're at now. Right now, I'm grateful that I'm in a really good place, personally, professionally, business-wise. And I'm trying to think of, like, what is that next level? Like, what do I want to do, right? And this can be really challenging. I don't think it's something that comes naturally to us. I think it's a weakness that I have personally, as far as like goal setting and dreaming big and creating visions. And it's something I worked on in 2023 with my coach, Clifton Muckenfoos, who is really good at helping me kind of think bigger. And sometimes, and this is part of my lesson to you today, is like, sometimes it's really hard when we are in our own little head, in our own little bubble. It's hard to create goals. It's hard to create a vision, and we need to tap into other people. It might be a business coach. It might be a life coach. It might be a therapist. It might be a spouse. It might be a friend. It might be another business owner. It might be a mastermind group. It might be anyone that you meet at an event. Tap into other people who tend to be big visionaries, who tend to think bigger, who tend to be very intentional about creating goals and creating dreams. So the way that I've been able to do that is I am a member of Mastermind programs. I am someone who has always had a business coach. I am someone that intentionally seeks out people that are doing big things, whether it's personally, whether they're going on amazing trips with their family, or whether they're a member of, really high-end masterminds, or whether, they're doing awesome things business-wise. They're going on, I love traveling. So I look at people who are creating the life of their dreams and kind of blending, like I am this weekend, blending their personal life with their business life, because it really all is one and the same, creating that dream life. I am looking to intentionally connect with those people. Dreaming big, setting goals does not happen naturally. It's not like we just kind of like, we're hit by this like amazing vision that we have for our lives, like it's something that we work toward on an intentional basis. So if you're someone that wants to think bigger, wants to dream bigger, intentionally get around people that are, where you want to be, all right, in different areas. It might be fitness, it might be business, it might be someone that has an amazing marriage or an amazing family life. It might be someone that is, sober and you're looking to get sober. It might be someone that is super fit and you're looking to get fit, like whatever that is. Intentionally build relationships with people. And guess what, guys? We are blessed. We are blessed because we can connect with this thing that is in your pocket or that you're watching this video on right now. We can connect with pretty much anyone. I was on a Zoom call, a one-on-one Zoom call yesterday with Steve Sims. Steve Sims is kind of a big deal. He's been around a while. He's done some big things. Steve Sims has worked with Elon Musk. He's worked with different types of people at that level. And just on the way up here in the car yesterday, on the way to this cabin, Benny and I were on a Zoom call with Steve, just the three of us. Like, that's a pretty amazing connection to have. But unless we're intentional about creating those types of connections and getting in those groups and getting in those rooms, going to those events, joining those masterminds, it's just not going to happen. So my number one, tip for being able to expand your mind is get around people who are already at those levels where you want to operate in different areas of their business or their life. For me, again, it's having a business coach. I belong to different mastermind groups. Benny and I run the Arena Mastermind group community for contracting company owners. We've got 30, 40 contracting company owners in this group. We meet on a weekly basis and we have group calls. We have a whole private app. We have group chats and things like that. We have connections being formed among group members. And we've got guys in there that are, from a business perspective, we got business owners in there that are, looking to do their first $1 million year this year. We've got other guys that are doing $80, $100 million a year, $40 million a year, $20 million a year. We've got other guys that are doing $5, $10 million a year, but are completely removed from their businesses so that they are working maybe a couple of hours in their businesses. We've got guys in there that are super fit. We've got guys in there that give 6 figures a year to charity. We've got guys in there that are taking trips to Mexico and going out fishing and living their dream life. So get in a mastermind like that. If you're interested in our Arena Mastermind, and feel free to reach out to myself or Benny and connect with us that way. You can give you some more information about that. It's not a hard pitch. It's not a hard sell. We're not looking to get anyone in a group like this. We created this group because we truly want to help people, because we've been able to live pretty awesome businesses, create great businesses, create the life of our dreams, and we're still elevating, right? We're still, there's always levels to these things. So number one, get around people intentionally who are where you want to be. And then number two, you want to be able to dream bigger. You've got to create the space. We got to create the physical time to be able to do that. I mentioned this in another video. I mentioned this several times because it's something that I'm working on right now. And a lot of my content, I share things that are not that I read in a book. They're not things that I am just thinking about. I'm not going to chat GP freaking T and looking up hey, what type of video content should I shoot for my market? No, I'm not doing that. ChatGPT, awesome AI, awesome, great tools, but that's not how I'm coming up with ideas. I'm coming up with ideas because these are things that I am living. So I am creating space intentionally in my calendar to work on my vision, to be a visionary. And that's what I told Tyrell back to the beginning. I said, Tyrell, you're a smart guy. You work hard. Create the space in your calendar, whether it's every Friday or it's 4 hours here. I would recommend no shorter than a 4-hour time block, because I've been guilty in the past of thinking that I'm creating this visionary time to work on the business. And guys, I would put a block, an hour block in my calendar, or a 2-hour block in my calendar, and think that I'm creating this visionary time. It takes you a couple hours to get into that mode. If you ever been on vacation, maybe a week-long vacation, and you go to relax, you go into get in vacation mode, it actually takes you a couple days to chill out, to get out of to unwind a little bit, right? So the same thing with visionary time. I recommend no shorter than a 4-hour block of time, ideally an 8-hour block of time. Something that I've done this year in my calendar for 2024, every Thursday is blocked off for Visionary Joe time. Every single Thursday. Now, there might be exceptions to that, but every single Thursday is blocked off. I'm not having external meetings. I'm not having internal meetings. My team knows to not put anything on my calendar for Thursdays. That is my time. Now, I'm not going out and sitting by the fire, sitting in the woods every Thursday. That would be cool. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should sit on the beach in the summer, and I will do that. You'll find me on the beach this summer at the Jersey Shore. But a lot of times that's, me just creating time to like work on the business in my office without those distractions. And we need that time, right? So if you're looking to create bigger dreams and bigger goals for yourself, get around people who are already doing it. And then number two, create that physical space, create that mental space, be able to do that, tap into some books. Don't read a million books, find a couple of books that you really resonate with, that you can kind of dive into and extract some lessons from. I'm a big fan of rereading books. I'll read a book 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I'll take notes on it. I'll implement it. And that's how I get some of my ideas as well. But there's nothing like physically spending time with people that are at levels where you want to be in different areas of your life. So it's a challenge for a lot of us. It's a challenge for me. All right, straight up. I keep myself so busy a lot of times that I don't create the space to actually be a visionary and think big and figure out where we're going and create those goals and dreams. And I'm going to wrap this up with a little quote from my buddy, not my buddy, but Bruce Springsteen. I'm a Jersey guy. Like, come on, I got to drop a Bruce Springsteen quote in here, right? Bruce Springsteen says in one of his songs called Something in the Night, it's from an album called Darkness on the Edge of Town, I believe from 1978. So, man, I'm dating myself here. I wasn't alive in 78, but I'm a big Bruce fan. So Bruce says in this line at the beginning of Something in the Night, he says, I turn the radio up loud so I don't have to think. And there's a lot to that, right? A lot of times in our life, we turn the radio up loud so we don't have to think, okay? And translation, we keep ourselves distracted with this thing right here, with all the noise out there, and think about and be aware, be self-aware enough to know, like, am I keeping myself so distracted? Am I keeping myself so busy? Am I a workaholic? Yes, like that's me, Joe. I am like guilty of those things many times. Am I keeping myself so busy so that I don't have to ask myself the hard questions, so that I don't have to think, so that I don't have to come out here in nature and think about what I want and where we're going? A lot of times we turn that radio up so loud subconsciously so we don't have to do the hard work on ourselves, so that we don't have to ask ourselves the hard questions. But guess what, guys? That's where the magic happens. We uncover those hard questions. We get vulnerable with ourselves, with our family, with our team, with others. That's when we create the magic. That's when we create the vision, figure out what the heck we want and why. And that's where we're able to have a bigger impact on ourselves, our team, our families, our company, our market, our industry, the world in general. So those are my 2 recommendations, guys, for getting out of our way, creating goals, creating dreams, thinking bigger, and just, living to our potential. Let's get it.